Go with the flow with this. Go with the flow with this. Go with the flow with this. Don't you worry, your leaves won't grow the same, and people might forget your name. Doesn't matter if they do.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pineapple Grenade by Robin. We are back with one of our first featured guests, Miss Susan Curry, also known as SuggaMonkey. Susan is a great inspiration in the plus size community. She is a full-time blogger, a full-time student, about to acquire her doctoral degree. Along with that, she is a high-level influencer. She is heavy in e-commerce, particularly with the chain Poshmark. I'm so delighted to have her. So welcome, Susan. How are you?
I'm good.
We're so excited to have you on Realizing You. I just want to tell all of our viewers tonight, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. We also want you to go ahead and press that bell so you can receive notifications for every uploaded video that's new. Susan, so right now you have so much going on, and you're actually located in Oklahoma City, correct?
Yes, all the way here in the Midwest in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Doesn't seem like much might not go on here, but we have a little something going on here. It's nice and slow, but you see we can still get things moving.
Yes. So can you tell us a little bit about how you entered the plus size community and what you do day to day?
I mean, as far as entering the plus size community, I feel like I've always been a part of the plus size community. Okay. Matter of fact, I didn't even realize I knew that we had other plus women out there always, but I never imagined it to be a community of sorts.
Yes.
It was always something where you always want to strive to be skinny. You know, no one ever wanted to have a community of fat people, you know, and frankly, it just wasn't a thing. At least I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah.
But I knew that, you know, I had skinny friends, chunky friends, you know, tall friends, short friends, whatever. Size wasn't ever really an issue with any of my friends, but I saw it, and I saw it firsthand, and I've dealt with it when I was younger, where I had to get up out of the group because they told me I couldn't be friends with the other girl who was plus sized.
Yeah.
And so I've always been drawn to other plus women and men, and of all shapes and sizes too, but specifically the plus community. So when, you know, I had the opportunity and to share that with the world, not just my friends, and then share that on other platforms, it just, it multiplied. It's like a domino effect. I call it the sweet spot.
Well, I'd like to say that in my time in this community and just the fashion community all over, not dependent on size or race or creed, that you have been one of the most colorful artists out there, as you have your hands in a lot of pots. You do have
too many pots.
Along with being a full-time blogger, folks, she does have one specified to being a liberated woman and not just a woman in the plus size community. So kudos to Susan here. The other thing that she has going is that she collaborates with lots of brands, and recently she has become a part of the We Are Colors team. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We love colors.
We love colors.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Yes. No. You're fine. You're fine. You know, they've been around forever, and still so many people just don't know about them. So I stand behind companies that stand behind me, and companies that are legit, number one, and that I trust and that I like their products. And you know, so a lot of the relationships I've had were built from collaborations, from whether it be an editorial blog I was doing. I would say blogging is more part-time. Actually blogging probably on the back burner right now with everything else going on, but nonetheless, I'm still doing it. I just did a sustainable blog, but I work with different brands. And so a lot of these relationships lead to long-term relationships, and then might lead to, other things. We Love Colors is something I am doing some work with them now, and they sell tights in over 51 colors. So I'm excited
Congratulations.
to be a part of that team. I do work full time as well still. I am remote, so I am blessed in that way. I am a full-time remote worker. And
Me too.
yeah, okay. And then, so my living room, this is the opposite side of my living room. The other side is the office. So I have a few different spaces set up so I can work, because I'm doing all remote work. But yeah, We Love Colors based out of Miami. So I just flew there 2 weeks ago. I'm about to fly there next week, and I will be flying there. Thank you. A lot in 2021. And things are going on the back burner, but there's other things still happening with different brands I'm working with. I'm just doing what works in my life, and practical things that I can use that are going to benefit me. I like natural products. I like I got some energy bars. There are 3 ingredients literally, and they give me energy. I needed something to give me energy with all the stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
So something like that, or like a water bottle. I need to drink more water. So things that are not only going to benefit me, but are stuff I can incorporate into my lifestyle. Because obviously I love clothes. You talk about Poshmark, I could go all into that. That's another thing that's been on the back burner. So although I'm in all these different pots, a lot of these different pots were bigger pots at one point or the other. So I try to keep my focus on just 3 major things, and everything else kind of has to just stop. Okay.
So with those 3 major things, do you think that maybe one sticks out as one that is standard in what you do and you'll never do away with it? And how do you tell other people who are striving in life and business to focus on those 3 things to see if they flourish?
Yes. Well, one of my major things is taking on clients for consulting, or, jobs, doing what I want to do, whether it be market research, whether it be, marketing of some sort, whatever it might be. Those are things that I'm trying to build. And so that's one of my pots. That's one of my 3 pots. But I cannot actively take on too many clients. And I just have to realize right now, while I have these other things I'm working on, I have to prioritize those pots. Yes. Okay, so yeah, I've got maybe 10 pots altogether, but 3 of them are on the burners. Okay, and and anyways, of those pots
in one basket.
Yeah, which one is the most important pot? So I'm stirring that one the most. The other ones get stirred too. Like recently, for example, I've been getting up about 2 hours before my regular job starts, before my 9 to 5, so I can work an hour of my other work and do other things before my 10-hour shift starts.
Wow.
So like, for example, today I've been going since I kind of slept in a little bit, but since like 6:45 a.m. today. And then my 10-hour shift. And it's tough sometimes because I only get so much vacation, and I know it's not forever, but it's about prioritizing. So a lot of things have changed, even from my bio, from different things I'm doing. Even though I'm still doing Poshmark, I'm still working with different brands. I'm not doing photo shoots as much right now. Literally, I haven't done any shoots yet. Well, I take that back.
I'm like, I know you.
No, I did. I haven't done any like major shoots though in 2021.
Yeah.
And
she creates all of her content.
Yes, I do.
All of the platforms that you might see her work on, she is the person behind the scene doing this. So, very critical in the game.
And that's it. And that's why I had to take a step back, because quality was missing, and it was most evident in my last shoot of the year. I just it wasn't executed like I needed it to be, and that was partially because just doing too much and spread too thin. So this year's a little bit different. I'm really focusing on where, like I said, where my studies are and what I've been studying for. social media was always, and I tell people it was an accident. And most people that become some type of social media, it's usually by
It's
accident.
accidental, yeah.
And it definitely was, and it was me just applying strategies of what I was studying. And so it's kind of crazy how everything has came back full circle. And so it's time for me to take back that business part. And I'm 40 this year. So
Are you?
yeah.
I cannot believe that. But what a blessing. You're beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you. Thank
Not that
you.
you
I'm a little
really,
nervous.
but-
Listen, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling things starting to go south, and I've got to work that around, you know. And there's so much stigma even about exercising and this and that. And, you know, I have friends who get surgery, some who don't. And there's so much stigmatism about everything. I think you need to do what makes you feel good. I've been trying to increase exercise, increase discipline, and work on those main three pots. So when I got this, you know, this new opportunity with We Love Colors, well, that changed all the pots around. Okay, but I'm not mad at it. Okay, and sometimes in life, I think, you know, and I was in Miami and just had the realization that, you know, and I was sitting actually in front of the #1 tennis player in the world, and it was just so cool to me that it doesn't matter who you are. Or at the end of the day, we're all just human. You know, we're all just people. And they were just having fun. You wouldn't even known who he was. I wouldn't even known who he was had someone not said something, and I Googled him. I was like, oh my God, the #1 tennis player is sitting right behind me. You know, so it's like, but I was like, we were all just having fun, and it didn't even matter. And those things don't matter. So we got to focus on what matters. And for me, it's like, I've been studying, I'm almost 40. I feel like I've got 1 decade left to really make things pop. Okay, I know I got more, hopefully more than 1 decade, but nonetheless, I've got so many things I want to do, but you know, getting this degree is #1, and then the work, you know, and then behind that,
it's okay to be anticipatory of the things that you desire. You know what I'm saying? I think one thing that we have to realize about ourselves in actually realizing you is that if you need to take some time to just tread, you know, water slowly or thinly or whatever you need to do in order to recognize what's important.
And sometimes just change it all up. Like, listen, listen, seriously, I had all my content planned out. I was going to, and then everything was like,
flip those cards.
Flipped away. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with it. And I went with it. And I was like, this is a new year. I feel a new change coming. And so, yeah, I'm just working on a bunch of different things and just continuing to be authentic and even more authentic. And just, you know, not really worrying about social media so much.
Yeah. And one thing that I truly adore about you, but I probably see it more on social media because we're remote in living space. But one thing that I know that Susan don't give a darn about is what anybody thinks. And
I try to. I think I do, but
no. But I mean, authenticity wins, baby. And the way that you live in color is the way Pineapple Grenade by Robin wants to be represented. And we hope that in so many words you can come back and say, you know, I'm here again to share with you how to do your thing. You know.
Well, I consider people's feelings, and I consider people's point of view, and consider what they went through. But at the end of the day, that's still not going to stop me from what I want to do.
Right.
And I've had people tell me I should go a different way, do something different. And I'll take that into consideration and I try not to do things that would offend people, be rude, and I really try to take all parties into consideration. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I still do what I want to do. And what matters is who's paying my bills and helping me move forward in my life. And anyone who's just really there on my team, whether that be us supporting each other, you know, encouraging. And when I get messages from girls like the other day, telling them that my posts make them feel more confident. And it really hit me when I was doing yoga one day, and some ladies who are in their 60s, 70s were saying that they just now are able to live life. And I was like, well, why couldn't you live in your 40s? And they said, honey, how old are you? And I said, almost 40. They said, you'll understand. Well, my question is, why can't we live in our 40s? Why couldn't they be doing those things in their 40s? And why do you have to wait
somebody else? Sounds like.
Well, granted, in psychology, you go through different levels of confidence in your life, and at 70s you peak. But nonetheless, why do we have to be held back? Why do we have to cover our arms up? Why did I have to do all these things that when, God, I thought I was fat then, my God, I look at pictures like, dang, okay, I look good then, but why was I under that stigma? So I'm going to do what I want to do. And my mom asks me sometimes, why do I pose in my underwear? And I'm like, well, it makes other people feel confident,
Just telling you the truth.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a free world. We can do what we want to do as long as you're not breaking laws. It's not like, even if, whatever you're doing, the thing is, it's a free world out here. And I think too often we're restricted by what society, and that's what Liberated Woman is all about. That's what my blog is all about, is breaking those societal norms, breaking those invisible walls that you were told you can't. And we say, well, why not? We're just as worthy. We're just as worthy to go to that level as well. So at the end of the day, I'm going to keep pushing. And that's what Liberated Woman, that's why they feature women and things that they have overcome. And I'm going to be starting that back up again as well. I've got someone helping me with that. And we're going to be featuring more stories this year on just women's stories and what they've overcome. And I'm going to actually start a newsletter. So send me your email as well if you want to sign up on that newsletter. So I've got some things coming, but again, those things are slowly after all the other pots. Okay.
So let's talk about your doctoral program. Can you tell people what your focus is?
Yes. I actually study how businesses use social media.
Yeah.
Okay. So makes sense considering all the fashion companies I work with. But I actually study how big businesses use social media and how small businesses use it. And I do a qualitative, which is I just study the behaviors, why we do what we do. And I focus on small women-owned businesses specifically. And that's my area of study, but it is focused in leadership. Like right now, I am towards the end of my courses, but the dissertation is what is going to get me the degree. So that part is probably the hardest.
How long are you on that? I mean, the dissertation part.
Well, I probably got about 50 more pages I need to get in there and write.
Yeah.
I still need to do the study. So I still got to do the study, get the software to break it down. There's so much that goes into it, and it's going to, over this next year, that's another reason why.
Your plate is full, lady.
Oh, completely.
I mean, I've been to grad school before. And I want a doctorate.
Well, that's why I cut out photo shoots. No, really, I'm not said. There's no photo shoot scheduled. Jose Pagan though is coming May 15th, 16th. That's the only one I have in stone right now. I mean, I do a lot of my own stuff. So when you see a lot of my content out, some of that I've done myself, or I might have a friend that's a photographer. So, and a lot of times I'm like, hey, let's get this real quick. Yeah. So I'm just getting ready for the day and making that a part of my daily routine.
And you make it look easy. Daily routine? You just
when
threw off 15,000 things.
When
I'm realizing you today.
when I learned that I could get paid to post, okay, I lost it. Okay, I almost, those people screaming, I got this for free. I got this from the internet.
The internet.
Hey, let's get that internet friend. Listen, you tell me.
We got internet.
If someone tells you that you can post this 5 times and they're going to pay you X and X amount, that could pay a third of your car note or all your insurance for that month. Now again in Oklahoma, I have a lower cost of living, and I'm not going to give out my rates, although unless you need them, I'll send you my media kit. But nonetheless, I'm not going to turn that down. And considering I've built this following and I've built these things, I'm going to do what I have to do. I do, I'm a business at the end of the day. And, I've had to turn down some stuff, but if it's right and I like it, or if it's even a product I like and want to be a part, especially sustainable, like this Cantha Bay outfit I have on. This is my recent blog. It's actually a moo.
Okay, so I saw that blog and I
Yes.
love that piece with the head wrap and the botanical look.
Yes, thank
Can
you.
you talk to us about that last project?
Yes, that was a big one. That's why I said I'm really only planning huge projects, and that's it. And that was all about sustainability. That's why the plant-based head wrap, that was actually my friend Nicole. She's a florist, and she did that on set.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I need to release it. I'm actually gonna send them in for publication. So you guys will see them probably towards the spring, because I've got to send them in actually this week. So I'm going to send those in to get published, hopefully. And then, but basically Cantha Bay sponsored all of those looks, and they actually hand make these items from repurposed saris.
Okay,
over in Bangladesh. They have a group of women over there that make these from repurposed saris, and part of the proceeds support part of that community.
I want to support.
Yeah, so it's called Cantha Bay. They have really cute items, and it's and this one isn't stitched, but they use it. The stitch is called Cantha.
Okay,
and you see it a lot. It's where the stitch is all the way through, all over the garment. I don't have it.
Is it a caftan of sorts? What you have?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got some vests. This one's a moo. They have products for babies and things. But anyways, they sponsored that. So I started going sustainable about 1.5 years ago. I really wanted to take a bigger stance than just fashion. I researched about fast fashion and how it was really, there was a lot of harm in the environment, and in the supply chain, and me in business. I know all about this. I know it inside and out. And I was like, okay, how can I be a part of the sustainable future initiatives? Because it's headed that way. Everything is. I mean, there's a global initiative for zero emissions by 2050, so it's going to be regulated. So
30 years, yeah.
The companies that are going to, and that might seem like a long time, but I'm a visionary leader. So I think long term.
Yeah.
And when we're 70, I'm going to be sitting around. See, I told y'all should have used that reusable Q-tip.
But if we think about the things that still affect us today that are 60 years or less, down the line, we should think about 30 years being closer.
Well, the thing is, I mean, hey, if anything, maybe when I retire, maybe by then I'll be making enough internet bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know. And then I'll be teaching everyone else how to do it. But I really think sustainable, and I really want, because, and for me, it was something I could get passionate about. And even getting behind more things like, domestic abuse and trafficking platforms. That's something I want to get even more into as more time allows in the future. And I do a lot of homeless initiatives, not so much this year, again, with time, but I do try to do a lot of different homeless initiatives and things that, to help give back. I mean, to just give back to those less than or whatever, people around me. So
I believe in keeping an open hand.
Yes.
And all of your desires will be fulfilled, I believe. We have
but
so
yeah,
much
but that's the blog. That's that. Yeah.
We're just in this pandemic, girl, and it just makes me like,
You know what? When all of my second jobs stopped on March 15th, and I still had my insurance job, thank God. I was like, I honestly, I thought life was over. Like every job I had a campaign I was finishing up, and it was gone that morning, and I was about to post it. And I was like, oh, they got me. I mean, they got me. They cut me off, man. My second job cut me off.
Cut me off, man.
I mean, listen. I mean, I had a little routine going, it was a hustle nonetheless, but I got cut off of all my little incomes, so then I'm like, dang, what am I going to do? So that's when I really was like, you know what, I'm going to school for this stuff. And I already had a few clients at the time. So I just really was like, okay, I'm going back to focus back on that. So because I want to do market research, and that's what I'm good at. That's what I do. So that's
But
why
everything's virtual, you know.
Yeah, and I go to school, of course. So I just really move my focus back to that and back to my sustainable blogs and trying to incorporate that into. I mean, it's really hard as a fashion influencer to be sustainable with all these fast fashion brands, especially when you want to work with all the fast fashion brands. That it can be hard. Like I've got some Shein on the way. I couldn't turn it down. Okay.
Yeah.
I went. They're sponsoring my looks to Miami. Woo!
Yes, and they have some really hot looks.
I hope it comes in time. I won't be mad if it doesn't. But nonetheless, and that's another thing I do. I'll get companies to like sponsor. Let's say I'm going out of town. I'll be like, hey, I'm going out of town for this. You know, would you want to sponsor? You know, because I'm going to be taking pictures. And out of town, why not get, you know, your look sponsored?
So these conversations that you're having with folks that you're building relationships with, is it more likely that they're reaching out to you because they see the work that you've done? Or are you able to simply go in and talk to folks? I guess I just want our viewers to be clear that it's not as hard as you think.
There's definitely a process to it.
Okay.
You're not just going to get up and get on and start messaging people and say, hey, it's definitely about building those relationships over time. Yeah. It's definitely about you building your aesthetic. I do have an influencer who's I'm coaching as well right now. And we're working on building her aesthetic and building it up and starting up. And one thing that I was always told to me, start with other people and other brands who are starting. You know, and then you guys can grow together. My hair sponsor, which it needs to be updated now, but she now does movies and all type of things, you know, but the point is we're all growing together, you know, and we're growing into these new areas, even though it might not be what it looked like when we started or what we thought it was. We've grown into these new areas. And I have another friend, Smiley, you know, a tattoo artist now. She does lashes, and I go in her lash class and I give an hour-long segment on how to use social media for your business. Yes. So you just never know how your relationship,
ladies. Yes.
In all different types of ways, virtually, in person, are going to come back around. And it's all about using that network and, you know, to share your, you know, your talents and share that with everybody, and virtually or not. But as far as building yourself, you do have to build yourself. Let's say you want to work with, you know, some particular brand, then you're going to have to start somewhere to build some type of following. Even a micro influencer needs like 1,000, 2,000 followers. You need somebody, you need to have some type of influence. An influencer influences and expect people to copy you, and that's okay. You want people to copy you. Matter of fact, don't get mad.
Leadership is always mirrored. It always has been.
If someone is copying you, that means you are doing something right. Okay, because I copy people all the time too. I just copied this girl's nails. I ain't gonna lie. She
bling bling.
Hey, I told her. No, really. She posted a picture of her nails. I said, listen, those are the nails I'm getting, and I did. I mean, you know, I get my nails done tomorrow, though. I'm getting Miami nails tomorrow. But, you know, we copy people all the time. That's one thing we can't get mad. Even I have to sit back and put my biases to the side and just, you know, say, hey, Susan, don't judge. Look at things for what it is, and then make a decision off of that.
Well, Susan, I just want to tell you tonight, I appreciate you coming on live with me at 9 p.m. Central out of Oklahoma City.
Thank you. I had fun being real. Like I tell people in these interviews, these ain't CNN. You ain't got no, well, you got a 3-second buffer. You can buff me out. But I think I did okay today. Sometimes I have diarrhea of the mouth. But I've been in Toastmasters and I've been working on my speaking.
Yes, you're doing so well. And your hand motions are wonderful as well. We're keeping them down in our hips. Tonight, guys, we went ahead and just got you started with our wonderful influencer, full-time go-getter, Susan Curry, also known as SuggaMonkey. If you would, Susan, share the handles where folks can reach you and contact you.
Yes. Oh, right now. Okay, yeah. So Instagram is going to be SuggaMonkey or a Liberated Woman. Facebook, SuggaMonkey or Susan Curry. Matter of fact, just Google SuggaMonkey, SUGGA Monkey. I've been working on those strategies long enough, so I'm Googleable right now. So.
Well, I want to thank you again. I hope that we can have you on Pineapple Grenade by Robin, Realizing You. Again, guys, if you could go ahead and follow both of us and share this video, we would appreciate it. Also, go ahead and don't forget to set up that bell for ringing those notifications and our new uploads. We appreciate you again tonight, Susan. You enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you.
And everybody, we look forward to the next Realizing You, and also for our girl Susan to return and talk more about what's happening.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
All right.
Next time we'll have to have a Q&A or something.
Yes. Okay. Much love, guys. Good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Go with the flow with this. Go with the flow with this.
Don't you worry, two leaves won't grow the same, and people might forget your name. Doesn't matter if they do.
Go with the flow with